everyone, and welcome to the Kauai County Council Roundup here at Ho'ike Studio. My name is Council Member Mel Rapozo, Chair of the County Council. With me, Council Member Bill DeCosta. And we're just going to recap our Wednesday's meeting. Started off with a blessing, if you will, from Kumu Sabra Kauka, amazing woman, a living legend here. And she started off our day with a couple of nice olis, some chants, and some words of wisdom. And it really set the tone for the day. We just had a couple of items of significance. And the first one was, I think is very important. It's our Open Space Commission came to us with a recommendation to acquire 2 parcels of land in Hanapepe, right across of Wong's and that little corner lot across of Wong's and across that complex with the gym. And the importance or significance of these parcels, these are the parcels, if you're all familiar with the Hanapepe massacre, way back when the labor union movement was happening on Kauai. I'm not going to get into detail of the event, but these 2 parcels is where this event happened. And the county had an opportunity to purchase these. The owner decided that he was going to sell, and the county was in a position where through open space funds we can get it. So that was up on the agenda for approval, and we did. We approved it unanimously because we all believe that preserving our culture, our history, even though it's an event that is bittersweet. It's a very difficult time in Kauai's history. I think the council felt that it was important enough that we preserve that history, and the purchasing of this land will help us do that.
Much agreed there, Chair. The Filipino community is going to be very excited. The rest of our culture and traditional families here are going to be very excited. You know, when the county has some funding, you know, they can do stuff like that. And it so happened the funding came out of open space, but it is 0.5% of our taxpayers' dollars that go into this fund every year, right? So it allows us to purchase places of significance that is important to our local people, you know.
And as Mr. Kagawa rightfully mentioned, that almost all of our open space acquisitions are typically for public access out on the North Shore or Koloapoipu area. This is, I believe, the first time that we're using that funds to acquire property on the west side. And again, such a significant part of our Kauai history, that Hanapepe massacre, that I think this is a significant purchase. And the county now will be working with local organizations, trying to find that one organization that's going to be the stewards of this area and make sure that that event gets properly shared with not just the visitors, but with our local residents alike.
Correct.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
So mahalos to the Open Space Commission for the Public Access Open Space Commission for doing the research and the background. And this has been going on for many, many, many years. The negotiations have been going on.
I sat on the Open Space Board in 2003 and 2005, and we spoke of many different areas that we would like to purchase, and this was one of them, and it just takes so much time, Chair. You know? Yeah.
The owners had offered one parcel and then not. So yeah, again, much mahalo to the Open Space Commission for making that happen. The second item was a donation or a conveyance, technically a donation of 2 trailer-mounted pumps for our wastewater sewer system out there in Hanapepe and Eleele. $260,000 worth of equipment that's going to increase the capacity of our Hanapepe Eleele area, where Hawaiian Homelands are actually expanding and building some units out there. So much mahalo to DHHL. The partnership, Councilmember DeCosta, between us and the state, us and the feds, us and the private community, private sector, is so vital.
Vital. Yeah.
It's so vital.
Building relationships, Chair, whether it's a private entity, personal, it just helps make things come together.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because this is your second term.
Second term.
And everybody talks about politics and how it works, but at the end of the day, it is all about relationships.
No, it is. The closer you can build a relationship with whether you're doing a administration team or our public works or fire or private entities out there, nonprofits, you get a lot done.
Yeah.
You can get a lot done.
Because we cannot do it alone.
We cannot.
County cannot do it alone.
Yes.
Then there was a request for approval on a federal funds, small money, $8,000, but this is for the Nutrition Services Incentive Program for the Office of Aging. So obviously,
Kupuna.
more money for our kupuna for our home delivered and congregate meals. So that was it. That was obviously a no-brainer. And I got to tell you, I mean, while we have a lot of stuff on here, most of it was just formalities, indemnification agreements between us and different vendors that provide services for us. But aside from that, there was one more
Parking lot.
The
Easement to the parking lot.
correct at Boyden Pond, which is the
Yes.
Kukuyula area. There's a parking lot that's a county property, and we basically provided an easement for the original owner of that property, Kukuyula, the new owners of Kukuyula, to be able to drive through a public parking lot. But the other one was allowing our wastewater people from Public Works to go ahead and apply for revolving fund loans to improve our wastewater system. And of course, that was approved as well. So
And we just want to touch up a little bit on that easement. You know, there was some concern about why the verbiage was so stringent on that easement. And in case it would switch hands, right? In case they was going to sell the property, the easement would be enforced to be sale with the sale of the property. And we have a lot of easements across Kauai right now. Easements that were put in when they were in the subdivisions of the 70s and 80s that we still haven't gotten access to. So I think it was made on the floor by myself, I think. I said, we got to go after our easements. You know, It's
Yeah.
the local people's right to have that easement. And if this guy's property has the 2 pumps on it and it's his right to go through our county parking lot, then it's his right, it's his easement. Same like us, when we do a subdivision on the west side, on the north shore side, if we have an easement to the mountain or the ocean, the people deserve to have that easement. So that's, yeah.
Well, I know that is a passion of yours. I fully support that. I think that we have lost a lot of accesses over the years due to exactly what you're talking about. So yeah, I appreciate you moving that forward and trying to identify some of these accesses that we had. We had easements, legal easements that was created when these lands were sold or developed that we as a county need to go after. So
Yes, and I think that's on the next agenda. We're going to put it on the next agenda. I know that's a conversation
shortly.
thought, very shortly.
very shortly. So
But Kauai is in good hands with Chair Rapozo and myself and the
we
rest
try our
of the
best.
council.
We try
and
our best.
Ho'ike, Channel 54. Bless you guys. And
yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here in the studio. Guys, if you haven't checked that out, hoike.org. They actually have an app now that you can download to your phone. They got on-demand program. It's incredible. Guys, hoike.org. Download the app. Support Hoike because they are definitely moving in the right direction, and we appreciate them being here, allowing us to use the studio for these recaps, roundups, as well as doing our council meetings, videotaping all of our council meetings, which you can watch on Channel 53 at Hoike, which I'm sure you all do. Or you can go to www.kauai.gov, which is our county website, click on the webcast meetings button, and you can watch any of our archive meetings that you would like to. Or if you tune in on Wednesday mornings at 8:30, you get to watch it live and in color. So,
well, thank you, Chair.
all right. Until the next time.
Have a safe trip up to when you
Yeah.
going off on your little
Heading off to
conference.
DC to establish more relationships
Relationships.
and connections. So until
Correct.
next time, mahui ho, guys. Take care. Aloha.